Well, hey folks, how y'all doing? This is Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the Man Cave and the Man Cave studio. All right, we're going to unbox and assemble the PBY Catalina the Hobby King sent me out for a review. Thank you, Hobby King. All right, let's change our camera views and we're going to get a downward view of what's in the box. Hold on. All right, as you can see, take the top cover off. That's all the graphic is that very top cover. And you have the wing completely protected. Now, I have opened this up just to see. Everything is protected in its own little plastic case. Okay. You have let me grab my knife. Everything's protected in its own little plastic bag. You got your own little, got a wing spar, which is actually for the vertical stabilizer or horizontal stabilizer. You got two props. Okay, pretty piece of protection foam. You got another piece of protection foam. Here you've got each of the individual wings, and they're in their own little baggie, protected. Okay. Everything protected in the box. Let me get her around here. This is a big plane. See right here, you've got your struts. Okay. A little bag of goodies. That tape that covers the tail seam and the gun turret there. Okay. And of course you got the fuse. And it's all protected in its own little baggie. Then you got each of the individual vertical or horizontal stabilizers, otherwise known as elevators. Okay. And then last but not least, the back half of the plane. The back half of the fuselage. It's got the rudder and everything's all protected in that little bag there. Alrighty, now we got everything out of the box and everything out of individual baggies. Let's go over the parts individually. Alright, first up, one of the wing halves. Now, this particular wing half is not joined. The servos are not connected. So you'll have to connect that. There's your pontoon that comes down like a retract. Okay, you do have a pinch hinge on this. It does have, looks like a little bit of shiny laminate, maybe some laminate in there. But it's a strong foam hinge. Very nice finish on the foam. And that's a pretty strong hinge. It's foam hinge, but it's a strong hinge. So there that one is. Let's go over the rudder, the back half of the fuselage. Very nice detail. Rivet lines and panel lines. Got your label by color-coded labels for your elevator and rudder inside of there. They've got the locking mechanisms. That one tab there, that's the locking mechanism. Already hooked up on that one. Okay. Each half of the rudder or the elevator already hooked up, already got fuel line. Okay. These are going to go together, that one long spar, and then get screwed in. Again, it's a foam hinge, but a quality hinge. Very nice finish. Fuel tubing on there. Okay, the other half of the wing. Reinforcement on that control arm connection. This one's hooked up. The other one just must have came undone. Got those locking mechanisms, quick lock-in wings, the quick connects. Okay. Now, these two items are going to be in individual bags. This is for if you want to do the movable turret on the front. That's going to go right here. You remove that and put this in instead. And then this is all the hardware needed for your drive rudder, steering rudder for the water. I'm not going to be using that. I'll be using differential thrust. So just keep these bags and store them somewhere in case you ever want to add them. This piece of tape is once you join the two fuselages together, that's to cover your glue joint. This is the wing spar for the elevator. Both of your wing or both of your props that are balanced or should be balanced, I'll check them, but they're probably balanced. Every time I've had it's always been balanced. And then they just screw on to the hubs so you don't have to tighten them up. And if you look, they're keyed in like a hexagon type shape. Okay. Well, if you look at the big wing center section, okay, you see that hexagon right there? Slide that prop on, tighten it up, hand tight it, and you're done. This is where all the magic happens here. This is your motors, all your leads, everything, all your quick connect stuff. There's everything right there. It's labeled left. Actually, okay, right. So therefore this one's left. So lights in there. It'll be a very simple setup actually. Had a quick connect guide that was in with the main wing panel. And then of course you've got your fuselage. All right. Very nice detail on the fuselage. You see that? Everything's going on that, all that big bundle of wire is going to fish down through there, and you got two screws that go into brass fittings from the top. This is all hard plastic here. Now, I wish this was plastic, but this is not, but pretty good quality foam there. And this is, if you wanted to add that rudder, that's where you'd add it. And there again, you're going to hook this up to that back half of the fuselage. It's all color coded. We'll rough that up with some sandpaper or a piece of a knife or something, rough that up. Use some phone tack or one of my favorite glues, probably Chinese glue, and add those. Take a look at this battery hatch. Now, here's something that's kind of a design I don't like, is these props are going to be right here. So you got to make sure you got a good throttle cut, because you're going to be reaching between them props to get in your battery. Okay, you got your a Y. I believe this would normally be your rudder. No, this is your elevator. I don't know what that is. It says lamp. And there's elevator and rudder. So that's just something going to key in somewhere to run your lights. So, but it's labeled. The other two are labeled, elevator and rudder. Plenty of room. Gonna put like a 4,000 all the way forward in this thing. Already got kind of a spongy material to put down to hold your battery down. Good, big old honking AVIOS heavy duty strap in there, but it's just a good looking model. Okay, and this is all hard plastic. That's all plastic there. All right. Then of course you got your main wing section. All hard plastic points where you add that wing to the very top of the fuse there. All right, let's get our materials together. Come back with our camera view, change our camera view, and we'll get to putting this beautiful plane together. Be right back. All righty. Step one, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be joining the back half of the fuselage with the front half of the fuselage. All right. Now, inside your kit, you've got these two wires that are color coded. Okay, they're connected with a little piece of tape. You can go ahead and just pull that tape out of there. Okay, and then pull them out. Okay, see how they're color coded? Now, take a look at what you got here. All right, blue to blue. All right, see how that goes? All right, FBI calls that a clue. Okay, well, that's just going to click in there like that. It's got a little bit of a click, and remember, polarity. Yellow to yellow, light to light. Okay, grab our other one. Yellow to yellow. In this case, you're going to put the yellow in the yellow plug there. Has a little click. polarity, yellow to yellow, dark to dark. Okay. Then we're going to take sandpaper, like I like using a sanding block. We're just going to kind of sand that surface up. Okay. And then clean that off with my fingers. Get the debris off of there. Okay. And then on the inside here, on the inside surface, I'm going to just kind of score that inside surface up. Give it a nice blow any debris out. Make sure them wires are not getting in the way. And I'm going to give it a nice little test fit. Okay. That just fits on there. Not very tight, but it does fit on there. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do, take that back off of there. I'm going to use a product called foam tack. Now, foam tack, you need to let it get some air to it. Okay, I'm going to turn it over a little bit. Okay. Watch my wires. Let that fit on there. Okay. Press that on there. Kind of wiggle it a little bit. Okay. Pull it apart. See them strings? Pull it apart again. Push it back on there again. Kind of wiggle a little bit. Pull it apart. Let that get good and stringy. Let some air get in there. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Now I want to press that on there. Take my finger, rub off any excess. All right. Now I'm just going to let that sit on there like that. And we're going to pause. I'm going to put it off in the corner and let gravity work its magic. All right, we're back. That's had time to set up. Now, see that joint there? That's on there. Now you're going to take your decals. All right. Actually, this probably needs to go on the underside. So let's move it on the underside. What I would do is, you see where you got that Coast Guard, or the emblem for the Coast Guard there, or the wording, if I can get the model to stay there. We'll start that there. Okay. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to cut that right there because of the direction of my tape. Okay. Now I'm going to take one of these, another piece here. Well, they don't make that thin enough to cover that. Okay, let that hang loose there. There. Then I'm going to come back underneath here and take this excess piece and just go over that center section there. Real good. All right. Now what you can do is you could cut out some of these other pieces here. I just made 2 cuts there. Pull that out. Well, I'm going to have to put it back on the thing, back on the adhesive. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a slit right down the middle there of that piece that I just cut. I don't know if that's going to be, that's too wide still. All right, we'll take this other thinner piece. Now I'm cutting these out of that decal just to cover that line there. See how that just covers that line? Okay. I'm going to do the same thing. I think that's going to be too wide there too. Nope, that'll fit just perfectly. Covers up a little bit of that G, but that's no big deal. All right, that don't look too bad. Looks better than that seam, in my mind. Okay, there, that looks pretty good. All right, now, to let you know, the 2 tools that you're going to be needing to put this entire plane together is a 2.5 millimeter hex drive and a 2 millimeter hex drive. All right, you're going to grab your 2 millimeter right now. Let's back you up just a touch. Okay, we're going to turn our attention to the elevator. All right, as you can see, got your pieces here, right? Pieces of the elevator. Remember, it doesn't matter who makes the servo. It's always light to light, dark to dark. In this case, I've got a white wire that's going to hook up to the yellow side. Okay, I'll let that go in there, and that little locking tab will hold in. Push your, go ahead and take your wing spar that's for this and fish that through. You'll see a hole there. Just go ahead and fish that through. Okay, that little channel right there. Okay, slide that in there just like so. Should have a stopping point, and it does. Fish your wire in there like that. Okay, see the 2 holes there? See where that goes? There again, another FBI clue. All right, in your baggie, you have 2 long screws, and then you got the rest of these shorter screws. These are all the same. These are going to be using your 2 millimeter. I highly suggest you have yourself a metal tray. Okay. Oh, these screws are not magnetic. That's okay. All right. Going to grab these, and I'm looking them to line up. Okay, same thing here. Start seeing that foam dent in like that, don't go any further. All right, I'm going to take this side. Make sure that's the other side there, it's sticking out. Line this up here. Go ahead and hook up my servo. Remember, light to light, dark to dark, always. No matter who makes it, light to light, dark to dark. Push that through there. Little pocket there for the servos to fit in. You can actually feel them. All right, that's in there. Grab 2 more of these. These these are all like a wood screw type thread on them. Okay. Just feed that in there like that. See that dent in right there? Stop, don't go any further now. As soon as you see that denting in, you're done. Don't go any further. All right. Starting dent in. There we go. Now, that's on there. All right. All right. Here's something you should do. This is just going to make your life a whole lot easier before you go any further. Okay? Get you some zip ties. Now, what I want to do is I want 3 zip ties. I want to take this zip tie here, and this is going to hook together my aileron and gear. Okay? All right. Then I'm going to take another zip tie, and this is going to hook together my lights and both my throttle leads. Okay? And I really don't need another zip tie, because the other zip tie would be for the if I was going to use a zip tie, it would be for the XT60 connection. I don't need that. Well, anyways, so I'm going to zip tie these together. Okay? Now, change our camera view real quick. I just wanted to show you that. Okay? All right. Now, as you see, got the Catalina sitting on the hobby, or the model stand. Okay? Got that big old hole there. Okay? Now, I'm going to take the biggest, beefiest part, which is my XT60. Okay? And I'm going to connect that through there. Okay? Let that drop down in there like that. Okay? And I'm going to go get 'em wire. Maybe. Actually, I can grab a hold of it. See? Okay? May not have to use a go get 'em wire for any of this. But you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and that go get 'em wire might be too long. You know what? Hold on. Let's just fish all that through there, keeping it all together. Okay. Since I don't have to go that far. Okay.
Inactivity.
Oh.
Inactivity.
Come on.
Inactivity. Inactivity. Inactivity.
Okay, I know that's in there. Okay.
Inactivity.
So, oh, hush. All right. Yeah, I can see all that stuff down in there. All right, let me get got to get my head in your way for just a minute. And all I'm doing is I'm just going to reach up in there and grab that stuff. Maybe. All right, let me fight with it for just a minute and we'll come back. Alrighty. All you're going to do, you're going to, excuse me about that, you're going to take the big wing half, you're going to fish all those wires through the hole up top there, feed them through the front, grab a hold of them. All right. Now, this is where you're going to take these two large, with a 2mm hex drive screws, and you're going to feed them down. I suggest putting one through the top here first where you can see it. Then see it line up with the hole there. Take the other one, kind of lift up from the back. Make sure that that's lining up. And reach in there and grab all them wires. I'm sorry if I'm getting your hand. Just to make sure that no wires are getting stuck or pinched, which I don't think they are. Okay? All right. Now you're just going to screw that down. Okay. Now that sound you're hearing, that's a good sound. That's the sound of a tight model. All right, start seeing that dent in there, you know you've hit bottom. All right. Go ahead and give it a few more good screw tight, turn, and then get hand tight with just your fingertips. Okay. Just your fingertips. That way you're there. Now, all right, that's on there. Take your model, okay, carefully, turn it over, okay. All right, now let's take a look at these wing struts here. I need your other screwdriver, which I dropped. Okay, this is added support that is needed, that you have to, okay, you're going to have this. Provided I can actually get into it. All right. Sorry about this. Didn't have this prepared. All right. Now you've got holes here, 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 and here. Okay. Now let me lay these out and look at these for just a second. They don't appear. Okay. They've got little V's on them. Okay. Showing the direction. All right. Okay, they are labeled 1, 2. All right, so I'm going to say these longer ones are going to go to the front like that. And the shorter ones are going to go in the rear like that. Okay. Provide I can, helps if you use the right screwdriver. Okay. The number is going to go near the fuse. And the little trailing link, or the trailing edge, is to the rear of the plane. Okay, so let's just get that in there. That in position. Get another screw in there. Has a very definite bottoming out point when you hit it to stop. Make sure you drop a screw. You always have to drop a screw. It's law. It must be done. All right. Like I say, they have definite bottoming out points. Okay. Turn our model over here. And you can see this side. All right. There again. The number, it's got the number on it. I'm going to go next to fuse. By the way, you're not going to have any screws left over, just so you're aware. Again, drop a screw. One or two. Always drop at least one or two screws every time you're doing anything. It's law. It must happen. So it's got a definite bottoming out point. Okay. Take your last strut. Okay. With the symbol or the V. There's a little symbol there, a little V to the fuse. Okay. Just getting a good start on it there. Okay. And my last screw, go ahead and put it through the hole. Okay. Don't worry, it'll straighten itself out. Sorry, I got my elbow in your face there. See how it straightened itself out just now? All right. Now, let's go ahead and take our model now, which is now supported with its struts. Okay, and let's turn the model towards you. Oh. All right. Now, got the basics, wing and everything in there. Now, this is where people run into difficulty. Okay. Hopefully I will not have the same difficulty. Lots of times these little clips here are not wanting to seat in. I'm wanting to hear this slide in. See how that clip is there? That little channel right there? That's going to clip in. Should just clip right in. I'll appropriately line everything up. Okay, I may have to shave a little bit on that. Okay. And that did not clip in. Okay, let me see. Hold on. Slam it in there. I heard it click when it slammed in there. Yeah, see, now I pushed on that. Take it out. All right. Making sure that's in there. All right, now I'm going to take the other side. This is a big model, big wing. Okay. Oh, this is the weight of that wing. Okay. Now, see that clip? Right there, where my thumb is. All right, I'll slide that in there. Okay, that's not wanting to clip in there. That's what they say, you can just slam it in there. So I'm going to have to shave that a little bit probably. That's what I want to do. I want it to I hear it clip in. Okay. All right, so may do. All right. Let me turn this model over and I'll show you the difficulty that I'm having. This is not a big deal. This is meant to come on and off. Okay? So let's get this wing, this side of the wing. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. I hit you, man, I hit you. All right, turn the model over. That's not a little bitty thing. It's a big plane. It's a big old plane. All right. All right. Now here's what we're looking at. Move you. All right. See this clip here? Okay, let me get you. All right. See this clip right here? That's not raising up enough and engaging in there. And there's not a good place to really grab that because you just got just a little bit of clearance there. So I'm wondering if I was to take my sanding block, which has worked its way all the way over here now, and if I was to take and just sand a little bit of material off on the inside. Well, that's just white foam there. I don't know if it's going to work or not. Okay, now try this. See if I can't get it to get closer. Aha! See, it raised, and what I did was on this side of the wing over here, I just pulled up a little bit. And now what you're looking to see those 2 points join? If those 2 points are joined, then that can't come off. All right. And see, this is the same way on the other side. Okay. So this will give you, see, right here, how this section here is angled up to meet. So let's press in here, press in, slide the wing off, okay? Now, slide the wing in, watch this little section here kind of raise up. See? See? You heard that click. And that is not coming off, okay? That's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting, oh, shut up, radio. Okay, that's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting to hear that click, and that way I know my wing is not going to come off. Okay, I'll press that in. Okay, I'm just pulling up. I'm pulling up just a slight bit on this wing. Now it's not wanting to. I wonder if I could shave just a little bit off of the end of that tab there. There. See, it clicked in. So if you don't hear that click, don't fly. You keep wiggling it until you hear that click and you see them angled up. Okay? Let's change our camera positions, and I want to show you a little bit of faith I've got now. Okay? All right. Now, to show you, and I didn't want to stop the filming because I want to show you in real time. That way you won't think I fixed it off camera. I want to show you. All right. So I'm not going to edit this part out, me moving. What I'm going to do, with the weight of the plane, okay, I'm shaking it on that wing, okay? This is how you develop confidence in your materials and stuff. Okay, I'm going to move this over here. Okay. I've got the wing here. That's the weight of the wing being held by that mechanism. All right. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and put that in there. Okay. All right. Going to take somewhere on this table. All right, these are our two props. Obviously, I'm not going to engage them. Remember, they've got that hexagon shape. Okay. Now pay attention. These props are going to go inward. Okay. So you have to pay, what you're looking for is the bladed side of the plane, prop going to go this way, and the bladed side is going to go this way. In other words, it's angled out, so it would push air backwards. So that's going to be on this side, and that one's going to be on this side. Should fit it right up on them hubs, on them. And then you don't have to tighten these props up, and so they're so simple to come on and off. There's no excuse you to having them. You can't take them off inside the shop. Just tighten them down. Okay. Just like that. Just hand tight. Okay. Hand tight. All right. And folks, there you go. We now have a completed and assembled AVIOS PBY Catalina in the Coast Guard livery. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. God bless y'all. Again, Hobby King, thank you for sending the cat out for me for a review. Next time you see this plane, folks, I'll have it out. And we're going to do our first flight on grass out at my field, and then we'll try to find a good, suitable lake. I can go across the street, but I've got so many obstacles, big grass patches and docks and stuff, that I want to find myself. I mean, I may still, it just depends, but I will get you a water video very, very soon. But we'll start off with the regular flight video of it off at my field, off my grass. Okay, so we'll see you back out at the field, and we'll get a maiden in. All right, God bless y'all. Hobby King, thank you again for the cat. God bless y'all, and don't forget, faith, family, and friends, God is good, and that's the PBY Catalina from Avios. Bye, y'all.